Should we start or wait a few minutes? Oh, someone thinks I have a cute voice. All right.
It's still only 26 after the hour.
Oh, good. I have 4 minutes to try and work on this media on a prim board, which usually works exactly perfectly. So y'all can chat amongst yourselves there for a second. Let me see if I can try one more time. I'll just start a new board. Welcome to the HYPERGRID WIP. I'm typing and texting at the same time, so I sound crazy. Let's see. We do this every so the special event is that the HYPERGRID Safari has come to visit on their regular Wednesday rounds of the Hyperverse. They are visiting. So welcome to the HYPERGRID Safari.
Yeah. So we are glad to see. And it's do you need more light, Jill? The sim seems to be pretty dark. I figured you would. I figured you would have. I'm just reminding. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to point out that there's lots of people here.
Yeah, there's lots of people here. So I call the time when your time is up. Everyone will get 5 minutes today. We don't have that many presenters. We don't have many presenters, so you will be able to jump in at the end. Okay. So we begin. Oh, let me see if there's any questions. So any questions before we start? Question mark?
Bows. Let's see. This is really hard to type and talk at the same time here.
No, let me type for you. Then you don't have to.
Okay, you're just going to type what I say?
Yep.
Thursday can say it. I did a table for the store that reses computers and journals to write with, and a table that reses reading poses and books to read. And this is my latest project, the cat chair. And the system of Anya's is really powerful. You just drop a note card in a regular MLP, and it makes very simple little tools that make it easy to adjust poses or move props around. And I'm trying to get at the menu here. So one of the features of the PMAX system is that you can res an NPC. So I thought it might be nice to have a little cuddle cat chair. Writers like to have little cats around to keep them company while they're working. So far, I have all the elements working, but I need to create some cat poses. The cat is mostly running like human poses right now, which makes him look a little strange. And most of the poses are static still. But that's my project this week. Any questions?
Sean wants to know if you have a dog.
I wish I had a rigged dog, but I don't. I'm going to have to learn how to make one. I do have a bunny and a cow.
A cow would be a little bit awkward on the check.
Yeah, that's it too. I don't think Fred has a dog. I have to try and talk him into making his one. No, the cat's very low maintenance. It just needs petting.
Thank you, Nara. So Ruby
You're
is
welcome.
next. And then we're going to need some more people after that. And I know that you are all builders. So now that you see what we do here, all you have to do is stand up and talk about it. So Ruby's next.
I am? I thought I wasn't going to. All right. I just have a very short little thing, 2 minutes, if I can get everything up, because I kind of. Okay, let me see. Am I standing? Okay.
Yes, you are.
I'm making. Okay. For my story build, I am making. And oh, by the way, everyone will be invited. I'm having my first grand opening ever because I actually am going to finish something. This is not an unusual experience for me. I usually get something about 3/4 of the way through, and then I sort of abandon it because the story has already been told to me. So I don't worry about anybody else. But this time, I decided to actually finish something. And so the July 4th weekend, I'm going to have an open house, my first ever, and a canoe race with the kayaker canoes and kayaks. It's 16 region grids, 16 region world. So we tested it out today and it works pretty good. I've got a little more digging to do. But anyway, with my story, one of the things that you do when you story build is you use, of course, objects to tell the story because the reader has to interact with these objects. And so,
Slow down, Ruby.
Oh, okay.
I'm typing all this. Oh my God, my fingers.
Okay. Let me drop what I'm doing, and that'll take up some time.
Okay.
I can find it now. So I'm busily creating some objects for myself because I can't find them anywhere, or they don't quite fit into my story build, which is a kind of steampunk Euro mist-related mystery that requires me to have a lot of like Jules Verne type typing machines and things. So this typing machine is going to be, it's in progress. I just actually modeled it today, just a few minutes ago, in Blender, and it is my going to be a typing machine. I think I've got it ambient occluded so far, and it's going to be, hopefully, when I'm done, a Scholes and Glidden, which was the first typing machine ever really mass-produced. And so I want it to be authentic. That's another thing, that even though my story is fiction, it has a lot of authentic, real, historical application to it. So I want it to be in its time period, its time machine, but I want it to be that time period. So I'm going to try to make this as authentic as I can using the textures that I find, and I'll paint them on so that it will look more realistic. And then a letter will go in there, and this object will be placed throughout the build. One of the other things that you want to do in a story build is to make things that are familiar to find so that the reader / explorer can find those items and know what to do with them. So that's pretty much it for today. This was what it looks like so far, not much. Any questions? I'm building, if anybody has any items that they would like to build, I will buy them or get them or steal them. I need a really nice steampunk telescope. I need a bunch of other things. And oh, I'm putting the word out. If anybody sews any period clothing, either in rigged, either it can be fitted mesh, I don't care, or even old-fashioned clothes, good old, clothes. I just don't have time to make them anymore, and I would love somebody to make a line of them, sell them on the market. I'd buy them from you outright, just so I don't have to buy the costumes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Thank you for presenting. So did anybody have any questions I didn't really have a chance to see?
What's do you mean is that steampunk?
It looks like Neo had a question. Is that steampunk only? Wizzy says, I think I have a telescope.
As long as it's not contemporary, if it's historical, like, it could be British colonial, anything like that. I'll come look at it. I'd love to. Thank you. And I can use it in my build. And it has to be exportable in case I ever want to back it up. Thank you. Kitely grid. And it's called, what is my, Brantley number 3 shaft. Thank you.
I have one thing. I have one thing, Serene, that I can show. It certainly is not much building, but it is worth knowing about and worth builders knowing about. And certainly is relevant to the HYPERGRID. Well, relevant to the HYPERGRID and to the Safari. So let me just bring this over because this is, if it's all right with you for me to do this at this time, Serene.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. And then Thurza will be next. My voice keeps going out. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, I would. This is something of no doubt of interest, especially to her. Although I can't. It turns out this object is not exportable. I don't know why, because it should have been. But let's see. I'll turn it to face you. And as you recognize, this is a media on a prim, and it is an article. It's one of my blog articles. And this one is animated, yes. So if you look close at the picture, and Nara will recognize the picture, and so would several other people, I expect. This is a scene that I collected, but what I wanted to point out was several things. One was the I'm using a GIF picture. Actually, it's a GIF picture that somebody else took, and well, E. Twinkleends is the person who took the GIF picture, and this was HG Safari on a previous event, and they were at Nara's place, and those are dancing cows and avatars together. And what I'm wanting to do here is actually to report to my readers about the NPCs and the holoscenes that Nara has available at her place. So essentially, what I'm trying to do here is to show what's available and hopefully get some other people to talk about what they have available. Because I want essentially I want to publicize the NPCs and the holoscenes.
Yes, it was. So since she's not talking, I can voice her things. She's saying, so I'm working on a clothing project. It's all fully exportable stuff. It's all based on Damien Fate's mesh, which is a set of free mesh templates that he gave away, which is available free of any sort of limitations. I'm particularly working on shirts and clothes for men because there are not enough. But I get distracted and make girl clothes. And Wizzy is wearing one of my dresses. That's one of Thurza's dresses. Wizzy seems to be lit. There she is. She was having trouble with her AO, I think.
I would say.
There, so now she's modeling Thurza's dress. Even better standing up, of course. Thurza says, anyway, there are a bunch of suits for women that will be ready in the next week or so. And many tank tops and t-shirts, both for men and women. Wizzy did not have an AO, so it must be the sit. Was hanging on to her. So Sean asked if the skirt pattern is moving, if that's what she meant. Thurza says, it's all very simple mesh. I take no credit for it, just the patterns. And the pattern on Wizzy's dress is animated.
You have to move
Geo
closer.
doesn't see the animation. Maybe you have to zoom in, yeah. Thurza says she's working on an alternative for alpha layers because we know they don't work too well. Nara doesn't even see the dress. Thurza says she's working on glitch layers. Nara says nice boots. They take time, but Thurza says they take time but are worth it in the end. Thank you, Thurza, for making dresses for the HYPERGRID metaverse. We need them. Hooray! And Thurza bows.
Neocortex.
Neo, all right. Neo is going to show. Okay, Neo, I'll type for you so you can just talk, but talk slowly. Please.
Okay. So I wasn't expecting to present anything at all, but, well, you asked for it. So, yes, I made my earrings. These are earrings that I made, and I'm normally a jeweler, but this for this particular kind of jewels, I didn't find any containers, so I think I have something to hide my family jewels in case that I want to go on a dance floor or something like that. So, yeah, that's my work in progress here.
I didn't expect a comedy routine.
Okay.
Oh, my stars.
You can find them in the shops that I have spread all over the grid, and you can ask me if you don't find one. So that's part of my jewelry series. It has been created way back on the HYPERGRID Adventurers Club on Pathfinder's Island.
I think we may be at the end of our period here. Anyone else? Okay, so I'm gonna then call close to it. Thurza had a question first and third Friday and the second and fourth Sunday at noon. We added a Sunday show because there were people who really wanted to show, but they couldn't do it during the week. So it's from 12 to 1 now on Sundays. And that's a good thing because that means that there is interest. And it's a lot of fun. So I encourage you to come to one of them and show things, and mostly to support builders. And, builders can also ask for help. I showed a bird a while back and asked for some help and got some good ideas on different ways to finish it up. So, not that I have finished it, but so it can be very useful to just to get somebody to help you think about what it is that you're building. And also it's good publicity for your grid or your own work. So thanks for coming, y'all. You can hang as long as you want.
Let me point out that Ava left us some freebies back in the back, and you have big signs so you can see where it is. And you're welcome to help yourself to any of those.